Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So since spring is finally here, that means it's time for the Steam Spring Sale. I've been combing through games to see what I might want to pick up, so I thought it might be nice to mention all the cozy games I found during my search. I haven't played most of these, so this isn't me recommending them. They're just games I had my eye on or piqued my interest, and I thought it might be helpful to mention them in case they pique your interest too. In the past, when I've done videos like this, usually I pick kind of 10 games and give a little more detail on them, but this time I'll be naming a ton of games, so I'm just gonna go through them pretty quickly. Also, I can't add chapters for all of them because there's way too many, so instead I've grouped them by genre, and I'll put the names of all the games in the description below. First up is Fall of Porcupine at 70% off. This is a heartfelt and emotional story about a pigeon doctor in a small town. I've had my eye on this game for a while, but never bought it for some reason, and since it's so heavily discounted, I think I might pick up this one. Lil Gator Game at 45% off. This is a cute adventure where you play as a gator and explore. Spiritfarer at 90% off. I've definitely talked about this one before since I have played it, but it's sort of a crafting and exploration game with an emotional story where you're the fairy master bringing deceased souls to the afterlife. And along the way you can collect resources and build up your boat. Mail Time at 65% off. This is a cute platformer game where you're a delivery person who has to deliver mail to all the forest creatures and learn more about them in the process. I played and really enjoyed this game. It was maybe a bit short, but I think it's worth it at this sale price for sure. Flock at 20% off. A multiplayer game about flying through the skies and collecting quirky and adorable creatures. Loddlenaut at 55% off. An underwater game where you clean up pollution and befriend little sea creatures. I really love the art style on this one. It's simple but really cute, and the coral reef type colors are the best. Slime Rancher at 75% off and Slime Rancher 2 at 30% off. I love Slime Rancher even though I've never played it. I've watched friends play it and you just explore, collect slimes, and manage your ranch. There are so many different types of slimes and they're all cute. It's so cheap right now that I might pick up the game just to try it out. Garden Life, a cozy simulator at 40% off. This is a calm but peaceful gardening game. Maybe it seems weird I didn't put this in the farming sims section, but it really doesn't seem to feel like a farming game. It looks almost closer to a decorating game in my view. Tiny Glade at 20% off. A creative game where you build tiny dioramas of cozy landscapes. This is 100% just a building and decorating game with no goals or objectives. Gourdlets at 20% off. A cozy building game where you build towns for cute vegetable people and watch them live their lives. Like Tiny Glade, there are no goals or objectives, and it's 100% just about designing and creating. This is a very cheap game to begin with, so you're not saving too much, but you know, a sale's a sale. Tchia at 60% off. A tropical open world adventure where you can take control of any animal or object you find. Little Kitty Big City at 35% off. In this game, you play as a cat who is wandering and exploring the city, trying to find his way home, but causing mischief along the way. I've played this one and made a video about it when it came out, and I would definitely recommend it if it's something you're on the fence about. A Little to the Left at 50% off. A puzzle game about organizing household items in the right place, which I'm sure I've talked about before. I have this one and can definitely recommend if you like this kind of low-stress puzzle game. Birds Organized Neatly at 25% off. A puzzle game where you have to place birds neatly in a box together, which is a sequel to Cats Organized Neatly and Dogs Organized Neatly. I bought this one as soon as I saw it because I didn't know it existed, and I love the previous games in the series. It's only $2, so I'd say it's definitely worth it. PHOGS at 80% off. A co-op puzzle platformer where you play two dogs that are linked with a stretchy belly. The recent reviews for this are mixed, but I really like the art and it's 80% off, so I might try my luck and get it anyway. Potion Craft at 60% off. A medieval alchemist simulator where you mix potions and run your own shop. Minami Lane at 25% off, where you build and manage a cute street. The art style is so cute that I always click on this one when I see it recommended to me. Ale and Tale Tavern at 40% off. This is a co-op tavern management sim that also includes exploration, resource gathering, and quests. Fruitbus at 25% off, where you run a food truck and serve food to cute creatures. I love the colors and the art style, but I'm hesitant to believe that the actual content of the game would be worth the price. Maybe I'm wrong though, since I haven't played it and it gets positive reviews. So it might be worth a shot if you think this is your kind of game. Dave the Diver at 33% off. This is a blend of restaurant management and fishing and deep sea exploration. I've never actually played this game, but obviously it's hugely successful and has inspired other games to follow in its footsteps with its gameplay loop of restaurant management by day and fishing and diving for ingredients for the restaurant by night. Lemoncake at 50% off. A cute management game where you run a bakery. It's not crazy unique or anything, but I played so many hours of this game. There's just something about it for me where I could just turn my brain off for hours and run around the bakery serving food. Havendock at 50% off. A cozy colony sim where you build and manage a floating settlement in the ocean. Grounded at 50% off. A co-op survival game where you're shrunk to the size of an ant and have to navigate the dangers of a backyard. I'm considering getting this one since it's a game that I've looked at many times over the years but just never ended up getting for whatever reason. Aloft at 20% off. A co-op survival craft game where the world is made up of floating islands and you can turn one of them into your personal airship. Echoes of Plum Grove at 40% off. This is a colonial style farming life sim that seems to include some colony sim elements as well, like illnesses and generations. Dinkum at 20% off. A co-op life sim with farming, fishing, and exploration that is set in an Australian landscape. There is also hunting in this game, which can actually be difficult and you can definitely lose a battle to a kangaroo. I love this game. Full disclosure though, I was sick with COVID when it came out in 2022, and I played it non-stop for 2 weeks of delirious isolation, which might have an effect on my opinion of it. Traveler's Rest at 33% off. A co-op life sim where you run a tavern. It seems very much like a Stardew Valley clone, but it's a relatively popular one. Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town at 75% off. This is a remake of Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town, and if you didn't know, Story of Seasons is the rebranded name of the Harvest Moon series, so it has the same overall vibe as those games. The other Story of Seasons games, A Wonderful Life and Pioneers of Olive Town, are also on sale, and if you're at all interested in them, I'd say it'd be worth it looking at them now, since the regular price for these games is way too high in my opinion. Luma Island at 20% off. A co-op life sim that focuses on exploration and a professions mechanic with a mastery tree. I've only played a little bit of it, but it seems cool and I like the professions, especially that there's an archaeology profession. Disney Dreamlight Valley at 25% off. A Disney-themed life sim with quests, exploration, and of course Disney characters. Stardew Valley at 40% off. I don't think I really need to describe this one, but it's definitely worth a look if you're somehow watching a cozy game video without having ever played it. My Time at Sandrock, at 40% off. A life sim that focuses a lot on crafting and building, set in a post-apocalyptic desert community. Wildflowers at 25% off. A farming life sim where you're a farmer, but also training to become a witch. Coral Island at 30% off. A tropical themed life and farming sim with ranching and undersea exploration. Sun Haven at 60% off. A fantasy and magic themed farming life sim with up to 8-person co-op. Everhome at 40% off. This is another cute pixel farming life sim with a mysterious story where you've lost your memories. Cozy Caravan at 20% off. A crafting and exploration game as you journey through cute towns in your caravan. So that's a wrap on all the cozy games I found while I was searching through the sale. Let me know in the comments which ones caught your eye, or if there are any great deals that I missed. If you like this video, I'd really appreciate if you could like and subscribe. I usually make videos about cozy games. Alright, bye!